Welcome into Duval Daily, presented by GenJag.com. I'm Jordan Lugo. Thank you so much for tuning in here on Sunday, December 10th. Got a quick bold predictions for y'all today. Couldn't do it yesterday. Was under the weather. Had a little cold. Still might be hearing the effects of that on me here today. But got some bold predictions for you. Jaguars at Browns. I think the Jaguars pass rush, namely Josh Allen, Trayvon Walker, I think they feast. The Bengals have dealt with injuries, attrition at the offensive tackle position. DeJuan Jones is questionable at right tackle in this one. I think the Jaguars are able to create pressure regardless of which quarterback is back there for the Browns. I think the Jaguars on defense, they also don't remember how to tackle. This is a defense that has been pretty good at tackling in 2023. They struggled in 2022, and they struggled last week. It was uncharacteristic of this group of Jaguars in this year. And so I think that they remember how to tackle this week. They bring their hard hats, and they look much more like the group that we've seen for much of the year than the group that we saw last week. So I think the Jaguars defense gets back on track. I think Amari Cooper gets his, right? He's probably going to play for the Cleveland Browns here. But Buster Brown will likely start for Tyson Campbell, who has been dealing with injuries most of the year. I think Buster Brown is going to get his hands on a football, not saying an interception, but at least one pass breakup for him. That's going to be big for the Jaguars defense. Then I think Darius Williams, I do think he will get his hands on the football a couple times, and I think he will get a pick today off of either Joe Flacco or Dorian Thompson-Robinson. I think this is going to be a close one. I really do. I think that there's no doubt about that. The Browns have a tough defense. They're going to play you tough. It's an ugly December football game. Might not be the worst weather, but it's not going to be great weather either. There's going to be some wind. There's going to be some rain from last night, this morning, etc. On the field. So I think it's an ugly December football game. But I think the Jaguars have the better quarterback, regardless if it's Joe Flacco or Dorian Thompson-Robinson, because I think Trevor Lawrence is going to play in this one less than a week after suffering a high ankle sprain on Monday Night Football. I think the Jaguars are going to have a game plan to get rid of the ball quickly, but that's not going to be the only plan that they have. I think when they're not getting rid of the ball quickly, they're using misdirection, play action, screens, motion, all these things to get the Browns defense off balance and use their aggressiveness against them. And if it works, the Jaguars are going to be able to win. I do think that the Jaguars special teams will show up this week like they did not last week. This is a group that, for the most part this year, has been aces. When you talk about Brandon McManus, Logan Cook, their coverage units, obviously Parker Washington is going to be returning kicks instead of Jamal Agnew. But I think that special teams shows up more than it did last week. Defense shows up more than it did last week. And the Jaguars win a close one late, 23-20 in Cleveland. The Jaguars are undefeated on the road this year. They're going to keep it that way this Sunday. Really appreciate y'all tuning in. If you enjoy the content, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You can also check out genjag.com/shop, pick up some new Duval gear. Y'all have a good one.